everybody. Happy Monday and welcome back to another episode of Pucks and Power Plays podcast. Pucks and Power Plays is brought to you by Boston Sports Entertainment Network. You can find them at BSEN _ 617 on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And then there's an extra underscore in front, so it's _ BSEN _ 617 on TikTok. You can find the podcast at Pucks and PP's Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. We do also have a Discord server that the link isn't publicly posted anymore due to previous bots that we have had in the past. But if you're interested in our book club, anything related to this podcast, or even just hockey cards in general, and trust me, you're going to be interested in hockey cards in a minute because I have a whole pile that I'm just now adding to the list. So if you guys want hockey cards, you're going to want to join. So send a message to us about that so that way we can get you in and send you the link. Anyways, I am Liz. You can find me at Liz _ Fraser. And this is...
I am Jacob. You can find me nowhere. I have basically no internet presence.
You can find him with me. That
with
is
her, yes.
my lovely husband, who is here tonight. If you guys are not aware, Emily is taking a step back for a bit just to focus on some personal stuff. We are sending her the best, and make sure you go and send her some love and support. You can also find her at HyperEmmy on Twitter if you would like to go support her. I do have a few announcements we actually have to make before we can start. You are fine. You can have fun chilling in the back. First of all, we do have a store. You can find it at bsen.square.site, or you can scan that little QR code wherever it is on my screen. To go check it out. We have stuff for the podcast. We have stuff for the Bruins. We also have stuff for the Red Sox, the Celtics, and the division champ. I'm gonna make sure I say this right. Before I say it, don't mind me. This is gonna be a quick second because I totally forgot what they just won, even though I watched it, but it's okay. Jacob, you can talk while I find this real quick.
I don't know what to talk about. I'm following your lead. I can't remember what it is either.
Anyways, you can check. We also have Patriots merch. They are currently in the AFC Championship right now. They will be going against Denver next week on Sunday. So 1, check that game. 2, rep the Patriots because look at how good they're doing. We are so proud of them. They're doing great. But if you want any merch, again, bsen.square.site, or you can scan the little QR code and be taken to our website. We also, I'm so sorry. We also have a partnership with Just Strong. They are a women's athleisure company. They are all about empowering and uplifting women and showing them that they can do what they want to do while feeling cute and comfortable the entire time. Their clothing is fantastic. It's super comfortable. If you get their pants, they have like a bajillion pockets, which is something as women, you want with their pants. And their hoodies, fantastic. I love them. I have a little cropped one. It is great for running. But if you go to us.juststrong.com and use our code PUCKS103975, you can get 10% off your order. And I believe that is it for announcements. If I forgot anything, I am so sorry. I will probably remember it after this and be like, oh shoot, I totally forgot to say something. But we do have a bit to actually talk about this week because a lot has happened since we last recorded. And granted, I wasn't here last week because I was actively sick with whatever flu everyone was getting, which is so much fun. So I'm like a week behind, even though, I saw everything that happened. But we're good now. We're here. It's been a bit since, when was it? The 12th. We've had 3 games since then. A lot has happened. And Jacob, is there anywhere you would like to start?
That I got reminded that we actually still had VL on the team because I honestly forgot he existed.
Yes, back on, I believe it was Friday the 16th, we had a trade with Anaheim where we traded Jeffrey VL for a 4th round pick, which honestly surprised me that we got a 4th for a 4th liner, but I will take it. Typically when it's those types of trades, you'll see like a 6th or 7th round pick. So getting a 4th round, loved it. Happy about it.
I'm still I consider myself to be a much newer hockey fan. So honestly, I was surprised that we got anything for VL,
Well, you can't
especially
just
a
give
pick.
nothing.
I am aware, but they could have given less. But I actually don't know. How long was VL on the Bruins?
He's been up and down for a while. I believe at least 2 seasons, because I remember he was here last season. I don't know about the season before that, but at least the past 2 seasons, he's at least been within our organization. Though the trade, honestly, does make sense for Anaheim. I don't know if you've seen the clip yet, but in his first game with the Ducks, he had a fight, which is something Anaheim has been looking for, is this more gritty type of fighting player, which is probably why we got a higher pick for him than we would have if we just traded him to some other random team. Not that the Ducks are random, but they were random. I honestly wasn't expecting it. He was just kind of sitting there. What else did we have? We've
been doing very well.
Yes, we have.
Great. It's a nice change of pace.
We are currently on a 6-game winning streak. We'll get more into that as we do go over each game that we had. But 6 games is great, especially after everything we had last month with, I believe it was a 6 or 7 game losing streak, which is not fun at all. But we've hit a 6-game winning streak, which is fantastic. And we love that for us, and I would very much like it to continue into tomorrow and the rest of this week. I don't see it happening much longer, like team-wise, but maybe for like another game or 2 with the siblings trip.
Fingers crossed.
Which, by the way, for people who don't know, the Bruins are currently doing their annual siblings trip that they do, where a sibling, for one of the players, obviously, will be there with them throughout the trip. They get to travel with the team and everything. And the best part about this is if you guys have seen the whole throwback to 2016 trend that's been going on because the year has started, they actually did that with the Bruins with pictures that they got from the siblings. So it's 10 years ago, the player and their sibling in it, and I love it so much. Mason's an actual child in his photo, which
is just how that works.
Yeah, but Sway, like, I know he's not like a child, but he looks like a baby in his photo. They are some of the best things I have seen. I was scrolling earlier and I saw it, and I saw Zaka just randomly there, and I'm like, who is this man? What is he doing? But also, I don't know if anyone knows, but is Elias a twin? Because his brother literally looks exactly like him, like copy-paste, same person. I just need to know if they're twins.
It could be. I have no idea. Don't ask me. I keep up with this through you. I know all these things through you. If you want me to look it up, I'll do a fact check.
Yeah, fact check it right now. Finding out live on air if he's actually a twin or not would be great. Because I have zero clue at all. Thank you for being my fact checker, by the way. It is greatly appreciated.
No, it's his younger brother.
They're not twins?
And the wiki does have to state he is not related to Hampus Lindholm.
Of course it does. Everyone thinks
they're... Sure people know.
Yeah, okay, fair. Back on the topics of trades, the trade I was expecting this week wasn't the trade that happened. So there have been a bunch of rumors circulating around Rasmus Andersson, who is now on the Vegas Golden Knights. He got traded for 2 picks. I believe one of the players was a prospect, and the other one was Zach Whitecloud. He is an older defenseman, which is interesting looking at what Calgary was looking for. They also retained 50% of Andersson's salary. But the big thing about this was the Bruins seemed to be like the big guy in this entire picture. They had been there the entire time. We're always like looking at it, and everything just mentioned, oh, the Bruins are talking. The Bruins are out. The Bruins are actually back in, and they're now getting to talk about contract extensions, which I believe no other team was granted permission to talk about a contract extension with him, which is very interesting that it was given to Boston and Boston alone, because either Andersson very much would like to have gone here, or Calgary's management very much liked what we had to offer them. But amidst all those trade rumors, Mason Lohrei was the big name that was said in all of this. And I know you have feelings about that.
I have feelings. I have feelings that maybe we should just keep saying that because I feel like he feels like he plays better when he's possibly up for trade. I feel like every time it's been considered, all of a sudden the game, like the next game after we've talked about this, he pops off. And for both myself and my fantasy league, I would very much like if he keeps doing that. But it seems to only really happen when there's discussion about maybe, sending him down or sending him away. And then also wasn't it talked about that Patra might have been sent away as well?
So it was Mason, Patra, and a first-round pick. It came out today that it sounds like it wasn't necessarily the pick we had from Toronto that was going to be higher up. It looked like it was a different pick later in the first round. But a lot of stuff when it came out that it was a first-round pick assumed it was our pick from Toronto. That if I remember correctly, it's like top 7 or around 7th, which is very, very good in a first round. And I would very much like to keep that pick. So I was very happy when it came out that we didn't trade him at all. It was fantastic.
I feel like I don't know much about the guy who was getting traded. Rasmus, what's his last name?
Anderson.
Does it feel like Vegas kind of got fleeced? And I mean, because I know we were talking about how it feels like Vegas gets a lot of these trades somehow. Like it will be like out of nowhere, they'll end up with getting who a lot of people are going after. It feels like they gave a lot for this guy. And I'm assuming he is good.
Yes.
But it does feel like they gave a lot.
So, Anderson, I'm pulling this up right now because we're going to speak correctly on this because I don't trust myself otherwise. Rasmus Anderson is... I'm finding him, I promise. I want how much he gets paid, please. So he gets paid $4.55. He's a 29-year-old defenseman, typically a higher end of minutes. So far this season, he was averaging 24 minutes and 14 seconds for time on ice, which is, really high. He had 30 points in 48 games. He's a +3. He puts up points as a defenseman a lot better than other defensemen typically do.
Okay.
He's had a season where he's hit 50 points. The season after that, he hit 49. He is going down a bit because then I went to 39, 31. And now he's actively at 30 with 10 goals and 20 assists. He hasn't played for Vegas yet, so we haven't seen it. I do believe Vegas plays today. I could be wrong, but I believe it's his first game with Vegas is either happening today or tomorrow. But he's not bad. He's good. He was in the second round. He's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the top of the top, but he's definitely up there in the topper. The better. That's English.
He's up there in defenseman.
He's up there with the better defenseman.
I'm surprised. It feels like I don't really pay attention to the Golden Knights. Is this something that they are trying to go for? Because again, it feels like they gave, it seems like they really wanted this guy. Are they pushing to build up their defensive lines?
I believe so. It feels in a way kind of like they're more so pushing for a playoff run and a cup run.
Are they doing good enough?
That's what I'm pulling. I don't think
they would go for that.
They are currently top of the Pacific. I actually didn't think they were that high last time I checked. They have 3 games in hand on the Oilers, who have 58 points. Vegas is at 60 points. So if they keep going, they're in a playoff spot. They're in a pretty good playoff spot. But honestly, it feels like their window has passed.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of they're okay.
I'm having flashbacks to what it was like the second year I was paying attention to hockey. That our record-breaking year.
Yes,
and
the
it feels
22-23 season.
I remember it felt like really late in the season we acquired a bunch of people to really push for a good playoff run. I believe it was we acquired Orlov, Hathaway, and
Bert.
I almost said Bennett. I'm like, we did not have
no,
Bennett.
We did not have Sam Bennett on our team. Sam Bennett sucker punched our captain. We did not have him on our team.
We had one rat on our team. We didn't need the
well, we had two. One. We had Hathaway. And
technically
three. We also had Bertuzzi on our team, but...
Yeah, but not, we had a few rats. We had the rat squad, head by King Rat himself, Marchand.
Forever missed.
Will forever be missed. He's not dead. He's just in Florida. Might as well be the same thing. But I mean, like, our season went well, but then our playoff run just didn't end up going anywhere. And unless something's changed in Florida, they also have the coach that led us in that, which, do they still have Bruce as their coach?
Bruce is in Vegas, yes.
Bruce is in Vegas. That's what I meant. Did I say?
You said it like he was in Florida.
I said it like Florida. Sorry, apologies. That it feels like you're right. Yeah, it feels a little late, especially because it feels like maybe they have longer, but the Olympics are coming up.
Yes.
So there's going to be a big span of time where you're not going to have teams together. Players are going to be split up, playing with completely different groups of people, playing for their home, or just not really playing at all if they aren't on an Olympic team. So it feels interesting, especially doing that like the month before the Olympics, because then you have like this month, they might finally get into their groove with this new team, and then they have, again, almost a whole month where they won't even be playing with them.
I feel like it's prep for before trade deadline, because the date of trade deadline this year, it's always in March. So the thing is, with when it would be, we come back from the Olympics, at least the Bruins, on the 26th.
Okay.
The exact day we come back all together in the NHL is, I can tell you, maybe.
Let's see.
Is it the 25th? The 25th is when everything comes back, which isn't horrible. But compared to when the trade deadline is, I believe it's 2 weeks.
And it wouldn't surprise me if it is just them trying to build up their defensive line.
They have a week. So They come back the 25th. Trade deadline is March 6th, which is a Friday. So they have a week and 2 days from coming back to then you can't make any more trades for the rest of the year. So I'm assuming this is also to try and get ahead of the trade deadline and get guys to kind of mesh and figure out what you need, what you don't need.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're probably going to see a few more trades before the Olympic break hits.
Yeah, I feel like there are a few people that definitely, especially because like the Bruins have had to pull up so many people because we've had so many injuries and because so many of them have stayed up so long, that if they send them back down, they might be acquired on waivers. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe are like, these people are probably going to get taken. If we send them back down, we might as well just trade them so we at least get something we want for them.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me. And honestly, none of the people they've brought up I would really want to see traded. Like, I like a lot of the players they've brought up, and they've been doing well, but by the very nature of the people they were, covering for who were injured, being some of our like mainstays, we're not going to keep them up. We just can't. So either we have to get rid of some maybe of our underperforming mainstays, people like you could debate Lower Eye being a bit of an underperforming defenseman, or we just have to trade them, maybe just hope for the best and hope they don't get picked up on waivers. But really, none of the options are great. Additionally, I wouldn't be surprised, just back to talking about the trade, I wouldn't be surprised, I'm sure you guys have talked about this, that what has been up with the defense lines of any team, because I feel like these games are so high point scoring compared to like any other year I've been watching.
I've seen a take on it, and I saw someone say it was the fault of like goalies in general and how they are, but I don't think it's necessarily goalies. I think it's a bit maybe on goalies. Yes, there is a bit of a goalie drought. However, I don't think that's what the main issue is. I think the main issue is goalies are playing in a style that works, but they can't adapt quick enough to the shots and speed of some of the players. And I think that's why we're seeing some of these. It's a mixture of a bunch of things. You have your offense is doing great. They're going at it. We're getting a bunch of high-scoring games all across the NHL. And you'll have players that are just, they're having, or McDavid, for example, they're shooting. McDavid. McDavid's McDavid. He's going to score in the weirdest way possible, and it's going to be with a hard shot. And, like, half the time you look at his goals and you're like, how is that possible? 2, that goalie's never stopping that. That's going in, like, 100% of the time. So you're seeing a lot more of those types of plays with players. On top of that, you're having either teams with a bunch of injuries. So they either have no NHL defensemen and they have a bunch of AHL guys up. They have scrambled lines, which probably doesn't help chemistry-wise. Or you just have a defense that sucks.
Yeah.
And then you have goalies who either are good, aren't good, or they're good, but they can't adapt to these certain things that are actively happening because they don't have a quick enough time to change to how quickly the shots have changed.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to make the comparison. I have a history degree. There is a comparison I could make. It will bore everyone. But I think that it does feel like there's all these, like, like with any sport, they're going to build upon previous things. So, like, I feel like defensemen they're constantly getting faster, shooting harder, and the the defensive tactics used by teams aren't really keeping up with that. I feel like it's just going to get worse and worse until there's almost going to have to be like a defensive renaissance of like they have to switch up how they're playing. And I have opinions on that will come up when we talk about the games, which we should talk about because time. I apologize.
You're fine. This is how we work. We both have ADHD. Me and Emily. You and I both have ADHD.
I have super ADHD. It's so fun.
It rubs off on me, I swear. But we go on side tangents all the time. It is okay for side tangents. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But yeah, I have opinions on Swayman, and because I'm sure that's going to come up, that we started this recent win streak with a Corpusalo game, I believe.
No.
Or was it Swayman? No, it was after a Corpusalo game.
Yes.
Because
the 11th was the Corpy game that was 1-0. And then we started this one with the Swayman one on the 13th.
Yeah. Because I have opinions that our main issue, and I think it's been Swayman's like really only big issue for as long as we've had him, is that man just doesn't have the stamina to keep playing back-to-back games, which I feel like is what came up every time we've made it to the playoffs. And it happened with Allmark too, when we made it to the playoffs. Allmark just did not have the stamina to keep going because we've been playing in a way that, alternating. It was like the thing that was working. And, what do you do when something's working? You change it at the last minute. That's what you do. Obviously, that's the only
still
option.
Pissed off by like 3 years ago.
I'm still upset that Allmark was traded because I think that was a big change moment. I could make that argument. You could make that argument. You could. You absolutely could.
So fun fact, last time he was on the podcast, he made the claim that Sway was going to get traded.
Oh, yeah, and remember
We're bringing it back onto the internet for a second. I brought it back up for 1 second. I fear that's not your outrageous take for tonight. You're gonna have another weird outrageous take.
I don't know if I have enough. Look, outrageous take. Trade Corpy for Allmark. Bring Allmark back. I like Corpy. I actually really do. I think Corpy is underrated. I've accept that now. I'm no longer in denial. But I just think he does not. One, he's not getting the time on ice that he necessarily deserves because we have Swayman, who is such a good goalie. Admittedly, a very overpaid goalie, but he is good.
I don't think he's that overpaid.
I think
he's getting paid the same amount as Allmark.
That's true.
Which is also why I'm not trading for Allmark back. We don't have the money for that, and it makes no sense to spend 16.5 on your goaltending.
Yeah. do you think we could figure out a way? Actually, if there's anybody I'd want back, I'd want Marshy back. That would be my priority because I miss him. Like, I do still find it weird that we don't really have a captain. Like,
but we do.
We do, but we don't. Like,
okay,
we don't have a captain.
Wait, on the count of 3, who's the captain? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pasta.
But they haven't made it official. They haven't said it, so technically we don't.
But he's the captain.
It's weird to think of him as the captain because I don't know if my brain can think of, because he doesn't give captain vibes. No offense. He doesn't give captain vibes.
I'm sorry.
He's such
what?
I don't know. Like, my brain, honestly.
Outrageous take.
No, that's not an outrageous take. I think I will always see him as, like, because I'm used to. I was like, I feel like you can make the argument that Marshy never gave off captain vibes.
No, he did not.
And I feel the same way about Pasta. Like, especially going, like, because I wasn't watching at the time or wasn't at least paying a lot of attention. But even I know, like, we had Chara for so long, which I'm sure we will talk about him at some point tonight, who is, like, just a force of nature. Like, he gave off big captain vibes. And then you had Bergeron, who honestly, he is the most captain to ever captain. He just looks like a captain. Do you disagree? If you showed me a picture of the lineup of just what every player looks like, I'd be like, yeah, that's him. He's the captain. It's just, look at him.
Okay, but also Chara's retirement game, Pasta walked Chief down to a seat. Like, that was Pasta who took up that role. That used to always be, like, the Bergeron type of role to help him. Like, that was the captain. That solidified the moment for me that Pasta is our captain. Because that is such a, captain thing to do.
Yeah, I think it's also that, in my mind, I will always see Pasta. Pasta still feels like he's young. I know he's not, but in my brain, I just think he is.
Pasta is actively
When he's clean shaven, he looks a lot younger.
How old do you think he is?
He's in his 30s, right? Or is he
not yet. He's 29. He's turning 30 this year.
He's 29?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of people I know that have turned 30 that look a lot younger than him. Like, and I mean, also think about, like, how old was Bergeron when he retired? He was in his 30s, right? He was like 35.
Bergeron was.
He was not in his 20s. I know that. He was close to 40, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he is actively 40 right now.
So that means he was 38 when he retired, right? Well, 37, 38.
37, 38, that age range, yeah.
So.
Well, he retired at the end of 23. So that'd be early. I'm doing math.
I mean, it's just that. What I mean is, like, we had such, like, a entrenched old guard of the Bruins. All of the remaining players from our cup when we won the cup, that it felt like they were, like, the obvious choices.
Mm-hmm.
But now we are on kind of, like, that next generation Bruin, which my brain still fully hasn't, like, wrapped its head around. Because we have no one left from that run,
nope.
Right? Yeah. Is that you agreeing with me?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. We have no one left. The people that are technically left from that cup run,
were they, like, in the AHL at the time?
No, I'm thinking Marshy's in Florida, and I don't know if any other players are technically still in the league from that cup run.
Isn't there one other one that's still in the league, I think?
Who?
Isn't Lucic still in the league? Or no, he's not? I thought he was last time I checked.
No, he was signed onto a tryout by Springfield, and they released him.
He's kind of old.
Yeah.
Like, even ignoring everything else, he is just kind of old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's, like, there is part of me that is curious, like, if the obvious thing didn't happen, would he have even been that good? Because, like,
we got him for hitting. Like, that was the thing.
But, like, eventually, like, you get old enough, you're going to hit someone and all of a sudden your back's going to go out. Like, that man, he's not a young, we had young guys to hit. At the time, we had Freddie. Like, and there's one thing you could say, Freddie could at least hit people.
Okay, but Freddie at that point was being turned into, if that was his was that his really? Yeah, that was our centennial. So I believe that was his really good season. He was getting turned into a point production guy instead of a enforcer.
Yeah, we saw how that went.
Yeah, the Oilers must be loving that contract right
Oh,
now.
yeah, we swindled them. I don't even remember what we got for him, but whatever we got was better than what we deserved.
We got a pick. I remember that.
Oh, so yeah, it was much better than what we deserved.
Yeah, I don't remember the full trade off the top of my head, but Freddie is getting paid. Granted, it's only 3.85, which with like the cap increase isn't horrible, but it is for 8 years. And as of right now, he has a no movement clause. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, he's there if he wants to be.
He can't be traded, sent to the minors, or waived. Like they can't send him. They can't do anything, and that he has that for 4 seasons, and then in the 29-30 season, it swaps to a modified no trade clause where he has a 10-team trade list.
Oh, that almost makes me feel bad. That almost makes me feel
really
bad.
Funny,
That's really. I feel like we swindled a lot of teams. Our record-breaking year, and then the next year, like those 2 years where we did truly, like, a year we did amazing, and a year we did much better than we expected. There was no greater trick to every team we traded with after than those 2 years, because like
you're saying the year after.
Because our record-breaking year and the year after. No, wait.
The year after was not.
We did better than we thought. That was Marshy captain year.
Yes.
And we made it to the cup. We actually did really well.
Did you say to the cup? We have not made it to the cup since 2019.
You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant. We made it to the playoffs. Yes. We actually made it further into the playoffs than we did our record-breaking year.
Yes, we did.
And people did great. Geeky did amazing.
Which I saw this post earlier on Twitter. I forgot who it was from, but tomorrow will mark a month since Geeky's last goal as a Bruin.
That's rough, but he's done enough, man.
Okay. I think he just needs to honestly, I was kind of hoping we can talk about the games now.
Yes, let's talk about those.
I'll say what I want to say when we get to that game.
Yes.
But so to start off the week, it was Tuesday the 13th. We played Detroit at home. 3-0. Back-to-back. Why can't I think of the word? Shutouts, that's the word. I know hockey terms and I know English. I promise, guys. 3-0. We had back-to-back shutouts on the team. We had Corpy the game before. This game was Swayman's. Both of them have their first shutouts of the season. Yeah.
That was their first?
These were our first ones of the season. We have not shut out a team this season.
They lost their S card, their shutout card. I can make that joke right.
Jacob. There's your unhinged moment.
Oh, moment, singular? You have me on here and you think there's only going to be one? Oh, that's adorable.
Because I'm scared.
No, don't say that. Scared of this? I got Lego hair right now. It's like you just...
Swayman had 24 saves. We went insane and had 41 shots in that game. Our goals came from Zaka, Mitten, and then Kastelic with the empty netter. I don't think really anything besides how Sway stood on his head essentially stood out from that game. That game was very clearly a Bruins win. Yeah. It was happening. I don't know about you.
I mean, I forget if it's been multiple games. It does feel like Zaka's trying to finally moving forward a bit because it feels like he wasn't really doing much goal scoring at all this season. And I think in the last few games he did score because that was, or at least got assists. I'm trying to remember my fantasy.
I know he's been he's been good with assists. That game marked his 14th goal of the season.
Okay, yeah.
So he's finally getting back up there in goals. I'm gonna check that.
Last year he had a really slow year. People were kind of expecting him to fill the role. Because I remember after
he's up to 21 assists now.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had that was his last goal was on Tuesday.
Okay.
So 21 assists, 14 goals. He's got 35 points.
Because I remember people were really putting a lot of pressure on Zaka after Bergeron retired.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of expecting him to fill that role, which is a big role to fill.
No one was going to fill it.
You took a toddler and asked him to fill in like Shaq's shoes. Like, what were you expecting?
I love that so much.
Like, you could have got a full-grown adult, and it's still like you could have gotten any of the other best, like some of the best. Pretty strong was a center. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, center. That if I said that wrong, I would have been lambasted on here. You could have gotten any of the other like best centers in the league, and they would have had a really rough time filling the role of both just leadership and just being an amazing player. But I do think Zaka has potential to be an amazing player. It's just last year was a little rough. I mean, it was rough for our whole team, but it was like, I'm glad to see. It feels like we're kind of clawing ourselves up, even if I don't think we've got a playoff run guaranteed. You know, we're doing better, and I think I like this group of players we do have. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're finally getting a groove, which is why we're getting to see games like these.
Okay. I do have a question for you once we finish all of the games.
Yes.
Because now I want to know where you stand, because I don't remember where you stood at the start of the season. But following that was also our third game against Detroit this season. We beat them our first game against them 3-2 in a shootout. They then beat us in our second game 5-4, and we have now beat them 3-0. We don't see them again until March 21st. So we will see them in 2 months in Detroit for an 8 o'clock game. And I'm actually I don't know if I'm like super excited about it, but I'm excited for it. Like, I think it'll be a fun game.
I think it'll be fun. I mean, most games are. Are there any games you're not looking forward to?
Yes. But we'll get there. Then on Thursday, on the 15th, we had an 8 o'clock game against Seattle. The game was initially at the start of the season scheduled for 7 o'clock, and then it got pushed to 8 o'clock because this was Chara's jersey retirement. Or number retirement, not technically jersey, but
same difference.
Okay, but like different, but the same. So at 6:20, the ceremony began. We had a bunch of our Bruins alumni that were there. Every player that could make it, that had their numbers up in the rafters, was there for the ceremony. It was beautiful. It was moving. We had members from the 2011 Cup run come and carry out his number for him to put up in the rafters. He had his kids raise it. It was adorable.
The Giants themselves. What I would give for just a little bit of that genetic blessing. Oh,
he's short for reference.
Very. 5'5", same height as this one right there. That one right there. Mm-hmm. Their kids are giants. Like, they aren't even double digits, and they're towering above us.
I mean, his daughter is 16.
Well, his daughter 16 is like up to like his shoulders, maybe a little taller.
And the boys are 10 in a few months, I think. We look
in a few months. Yeah. Keyword. Yeah. But no, the ceremony was awesome. It was great. We were lucky enough to be there. Mm-hmm. It was very good.
It was very emotional.
Yes.
I may or may not have cried.
A little bit.
I cried. I cried a lot. It was emotional. It's the first player I grew up watching that had their number retired. So like, it was a lot.
Hey, maybe next year there'll be another one.
When Bergeron gets retired, I will be sobbing. I will be sobbing so hard. It won't, like, no words are going to come out. It's just going to be tears and puddles. And it'll be happiness because he deserves it.
I don't want to get too tangented now, but like on the topic of number retirements, I feel like the obvious next one is Bergeron. Mm-hmm. Because, again, one of the best players for his position in the league, if not ever.
Yes.
Absolutely earned every award that he got. And so it's obvious that he's definitely got a Hall of Fame position. Just they've got a corner waiting for him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to get his number retired. After him, who do you think would be the next logical number retirement? Is
it based off my vibes? Can I say my vibes of who I think it should be?
Who do you think it should be?
Rask.
I would love that, but I don't know.
So many areas as a goaltender in Bruins history, or if he doesn't lead it, he is right up there. I think Rask genuinely deserves a spot.
Do you think, have we retired any goalie number?
Yes.
Who?
Maybe. Believe so. I forget who was the goalie. I should know this. I really should know this off the top of my head, and I don't, and it actually kind of bugs me. I'm not going to lie.
Because honestly, I do feel like it's unlikely, and if they were, do you not think it would be Thomas? You don't think it would be Tim Thomas? Like, I feel like...
Do we have
I do agree, vibe-wise, it wouldn't... I think Rask would make more sense. I do think...
No, we don't have a goalie retired.
So, who knows? I think if a goalie deserves to be the first one retired, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Rask.
I don't know why I thought we did, but we really did. It's because I think one of them had one of the numbers that was retired before it got retired.
Do you think it wouldn't be Tim Thomas?
No.
Though you don't think it would be him?
No.
You're so if it were to, Rask does make sense. I was also including players that maybe just haven't retired yet.
You're saying Brad, aren't you?
I actually don't know if he'd get his number retired.
Fair.
I think he is
Pasta,
great. I think Pasta, I could see his number getting retired.
Mm-hmm.
If he especially continues to just play as he always has.
Morgan Geeky becomes a superstar and gets his number retired by the Boston Bruins.
I do think you would be hard-pressed to not. Obviously, he's a very young player, so he's still got a long time to disappoint us all or improve or impress us. I could see in the far future Sway, after being retired, being if he continues to improve in the ways that I think he absolutely can, I could see his number being retired. But I do think Rask. I wasn't even considering him. I honestly thought you were going to say Krejci. I was like, I don't think that's going to happen. That would be wishful thinking, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, Krejci's my vibe guy, okay?
That's who your vibe guy was.
I love David Krejci so much.
I know you
do. And I think, like, Bergeron obviously was that center, but Krejci was such a playmaker. Come playoffs, he was this completely different player. He's my vibe honorary. Your number's retired in my heart.
Like, there's a lot.
Like, I think there's a reason we haven't actively seen a 46 in Boston.
It is.
Since him.
Yeah. It is hard to, like, there's so many of these players that in our lifetime, we feel like are players that should get their number retired. Because to us, they were these giants in the sport, especially with, like, Boston. I mean, we were lucky. I'm sure you may have discussed this. We are of the perfect generation where we got to see Boston become like the leader in almost every professional sport for at least a point of time, whether it be the Red Sox, the Celtics, the Bruins, and obviously the Patriots during our lifetime being absolute giants, everybody hating us. Oh, the hate fuels us, baby. Give it to us. Just keep it coming. It's coming back. It's fueling us again. I mean, just look at how we're doing.
Yes.
But it does feel like we have so many of these, like, giants. Like, I mean, again, this is, like, it wouldn't surprise me if they, like, would consider retiring more people from our cup run, like their numbers. Rask, I do think, is the most likely. And I feel like they're going to have to really decide. I think they can only do, like, after Bergeron, one more from, like, that time period, because you really don't want to overload it.
But you can.
You can.
Some teams have, and you can. But also, I just wanted to double check our jersey numbers, because obviously you have all the guys in the AHL who aren't actively on the NHL roster, but when it's training camp and other stuff is they called up, they already have a number assigned to them.
Yeah.
So I was just checking. No one has 46.
Okay.
That has not been a number since Krejci. None of our prospects or AHL guys have worn 46.
It doesn't surprise me. It feels like it's almost been, like, honorarily retired.
Mm-hmm.
someday someone may take up that mantle.
It's like if I see a 63, I'm going to be really confused.
I'm going to be, if they don't need a nose job and aren't tripping people on the ice, then they don't deserve that number. If they aren't keeping their head down, I don't know. I need Bergeron to make more movies. I'm sorry. They're so good.
For reference, I can't think of his name. I got to pull up his account because
I don't remember his name, but he is, well, actually, as the video introduces him, Marshy's daddy, which is,
so one of our former video guys, Pensive Holmes, you can find him on Instagram and everything. Michael's been working a lot with Bergeron on these little videos. They did a thing celebrating Marshy, and then they also had one for Chara with his retirement. Bergie is having so much fun in his retirement, and if you have not seen these videos, you need to look them up on YouTube. They are hysterical.
Please do. Oh, I do think the Martian one is a standout because you could tell how well they knew each other, like how well they know each other, how good of friends they are.
And they got other players too to come into the video.
And getting so many players. And it does feel nice because, people always look at Marshy as almost like, oh, he was like this black sheep. Oh, what a little piece of crap going around messing people up. But it does show that, like, a lot of the people don't hold ill will to him. Like, they understand it's part of the game. You gotta have a little rat. Everybody does. You gotta have that one person who's able to maybe make some of the be a little nasty sometimes. And I do. Marshy made it look fun. So,
yes.
And he's also a good player.
Yes. He's currently out right now, but he's been doing good when he's been in the
aware.
Because Jacob's really into fantasy. If you can't tell from this video, he is very much into fantasy.
I can't do it next year. I can't. It's changed the way I look at sports. I cannot do it. I'm having a lot of fun this year. I think I'm going to sit out next
At least you're not betting.
We're not getting in sports betting. You could do a whole podcast and be talking about that.
I just said at least you're not.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, I could talk about that for too long. Speaking of which, the other games.
Let's back to the Seattle game.
I have work tomorrow.
That game, one was weird with the shot counts. I will get into that in a second. But so the Bruins ended up winning the game 4-2. We scored 54 seconds into the game. Kuznetsov with a beautiful assist from McAvoy. Beautiful play, beautiful speed. First shot of the game. Second shot came at 3:45. Or second shot. Came at 3:45. We had an Arvidsson goal. And then I want to say for about a minute after that goal, it said we were winning 2-0. And then, but if you looked at the shots, it said we only had one shot.
It did say that, yeah.
For like a minute.
Like, what are the qualifications to be a timekeeper? Like, somebody give them a 5-hour energy because they were sleeping on the job.
Well, in the NHL, I believe they're split up. So you have someone who does shots, someone who actually does the clock, someone who update. Like they have different roles within it, which is why you see multiple people in the box or in their little box.
I think there's only 2, I thought.
But I don't think the timekeeper is the one who actively does the shots.
Well, whoever does it wasn't doing it and needs to do better. Do better.
Please. As a former timekeeper,
I had to hear it for like an hour about her complaining about how the shots weren't accurate. So,
guys, I'm a former
save me. Help her. Give the job to her. She'll do it.
I would happily do it.
She'd do it for a burger. Like, just...
I would do it, not for a burger. They would have to pay me. But I would do it. I promise I would. And I would not forget about this podcast. So when there's a 9 o'clock game and I'm at TD Garden, you guys will be with me.
I don't know if you could legally do that. I think you might have some legal issues.
It's fine.
Just hope that nobody notices that you're doing it. Just get a green screen background.
Yeah, no one's going to know. Exactly.
They're going to know. How they know? They're going to know.
Okay. Back to the game before the ADHD hits us again.
Again.
Squirrel. We won 4-2. Jacob, stop. Please.
I'm doing my best. I'm trying. You knew what chaos you'd unleash when you let me out. There's a reason.
Swayman had a beautiful game. The game got very, very interesting at that point. There was a lot of special teams for both teams that were at play here. They had 2 power play goals. Our penalty kill was interesting because while we did give up 2 goals, we did score a short-handed goal. Yes.
It was Catholic, right? Yeah.
Yes, Catholic.
Okay.
A beautiful play by Catholic, by the way.
I was getting this one a hockey stick beer cup, so I unfortunately was not sitting in my seat for that one.
It was a great goal, short-handed, fantastic. We loved it. It ended up being the game winner, and I think that's a great way to win a game is with a short-handed goal. We did also have a power play goal at the end of the game. That was an empty net as well. After Pasta, okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. I got mad at Pasta because he hit the post.
One-eyed Pasty.
And then he scored the empty netter, and I was like, "Thank you for putting it in." And then I remembered he has a very, very swollen black eye. From I believe it was in the Penguins game. He took an elbow. It was the Penguins game or the Rangers game. He took an elbow to the face. He's a very black guy, very swollen. Looks like he can't see that well out of his eye. And then I immediately felt bad that I got annoyed at him, and I was like, okay, you can't really see. I'm not going to fault you as much because the net might look like it's there when actually it's here. And if you can't see,
for someone lacking depth perception, he did pretty well.
He did. He had the empty netter, which was great because at the end of the game, it was honestly getting a bit concerning.
Get him a pirate eye patch. One-eyed Pasty.
But that game, we also had a fight. And it was a very unexpected player that I did not expect to be fighting. Steve's.
Yes.
What's your opinion on that?
Steve's has done a lot of things, like doing anything, which honestly impressed me. He's been a standout of the season so far.
Yeah.
I can speak for, I feel like I speak for a lot of people when people first saw him because he got called up, right?
He got called up because
of
injuries.
Think most people, when he was called up, like myself, went, who? Like Steve's, who's this guy? Especially because I feel like myself included, we're kind of hoping to see another specific player brought up. Maybe someone who held on to him on their fantasy league for a little too long and was huffing that copium real hard. So seeing him, I was like, why we bring this guy up? But he's been doing great. Like, I've been converted.
He was the second guy in the AHL last season. I believe he got called up when Blumel got injured. Blumel was the top guy in the AHL last season.
Where's he? What happened to him?
He got injured at the start.
Is he still?
I believe so.
I forgot about him.
Because he's been in the hospital.
Okay.
Well, he might not be in the hospital, but he's part of the Hospital Bruins. I might have flipped it. Steve's might have been first. I believe Blumel was first and Steve's was second. Could be the other way around. But they were the top 2. So we'll take it. So that one didn't shock me as much because I figured we were going to give other guys a chance. But that was Thursday's game. And then we have Saturday's game. Saturday's game was our first game of the siblings trip. We were in Chicago for this game. This was our, I believe, first meeting against Chicago, I want to say. No, it was our second. Sorry. We already played them this season. They were our home opener. I remember that now. We beat them 4-2 in overtime in our first game, and now we have beat them 5-2. Jacob, what stood out to you from this game? Besides Mason, because we already talked about Mason, and this was his almost hat-trick game.
Is Mason was kind of the standout. I will admit, this game, I believe, what day was it? Because
it was Saturday.
It was Saturday. I believe we were doing either other things or we were kind of just chilling out. I will admit, I wasn't paying full attention to this game.
That's fair.
Because it kind of just seemed like we were winning. and that never really stopped.
Well, we were losing the game initially, 2-0.
Yeah.
Because we ended the first period down 2-0. But since that first period, the shots, by the way, for reference for what I'm about to say, we had 23 and we had 5 goals on 23 shots. Chicago had 24 shots and only 2 goals. And Corpy honestly stood on his head for the rest of the game. He had, honestly, in my opinion, pretty good game. I wasn't super pissed about the goals he let in. We did have a power play goal as well. It was Mason's second goal of the game. Came on the power play. We will very much take that. It was our only power play of the night. Penalties did not happen in this game. We got called in the first, and they got called in the third. And that was it. Nothing happened. Our penalty kill did their job for the 1 kill they had to do that game. And without Zadorov, because when is he not? He's back to being in the box. Might just have been that 1 game. Not too pissed about it. But he's back in the box. Not surprised.
Somebody has to do it. Like I said, you gotta have a rat. And we've got a big rat this time. I do love him. I think we both know. Shout out to Sam. Biggest Zadorov fan ever.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely have been converted. I do love him. He's great. He just seems like a fun person. He just seems like a fun guy. And let's be real, every fight he's in is entertaining.
Yeah. Which, on the topic of fights, real quick, not to get too sidetracked, I believe this game is over now. But the Florida Sharks game, I'm checking if it's over because I need to know if it's
goalie fight.
The game is over. The Sharks won 4-1. But if you want a game to go back and watch that happen tonight, watch that game because there was a goalie fight. And that was our first goalie fight since I believe it was 2020 because we've had a lot of moments where goalies have come close to fighting, but the league has not allowed it to happen. I understand why. Not a fan of it. But we had a goalie fight tonight. So if you want to watch that, either find the clips somewhere or go watch that game because goalie fights are cool.
Goalie fight. It was a goalie massacre.
We won't spoil it for you if you want to watch it, but
it's good.
But you should watch it.
It is admittedly a good fight. It can't just be me that feels like the refs are finally giving the people what they want, allowing the goalies to fight.
Sway's going to try and fight someone, and they're immediately going to be like, no.
He's been trying.
Yes, he was hitting Seattle players when we played Seattle.
Next time we play Florida, he's going to be like, you do that for him, but not for me. You get over here. We'll see which way this goes. And he's just waiting. He wants his time.
He is. But before we get to the end, we did talk about injuries and we did say we would come back to it. We never actually ended up coming back to it. So we're going to come back to it real quick. So Hampus Lindholm is back and healthy. He came back into the lineup on, I'm going to double check this date. This also could have been last week because, again, I wasn't here, so my weeks are kind of messed up with what happened when, which I apologize about. But Hampus came back. Yes, his first game back was Saturday. So he is alive. He is well. We have a player again. However, Peak is injured. He went down in Thursday's game. I believe it was a lower body injury. He didn't return for the game after the first period. I think he had a few shifts that game. Peak had 5 minutes and 14 seconds of time on ice. He had 8 shifts. And then he was done for the game. He is currently out. I don't believe we know what the injury is besides the area. I could be wrong. It could have been mentioned somewhere and I might have missed it. But Peak is out for now. We do have Hampus back. But Sweezy has now been called up again. So he initially got called up after Peak got injured. I don't remember if we placed him somewhere. We could have. We might not have. I'm going to actually check this real quick. Because I know we posted everything about it. Hi. How you doing back there? I know. I'm sorry. You can talk about something while I look this up so it's not awkward silence.
So the weather in New England.
Talk about the snow. Go for it.
It admittedly has been crazy. I mean, look, the weather in New England, that's how it's going to be. The snow's been crazy. Like, what's happening? Okay. Give like the weathermen a few extra bucks. Like, please. We need that accurate weather. I love the snow, but like driving it, it's terrible.
Okay. So Sweezy got called up on emergency basis on the 16th. They didn't say anything about Peak in that post. It might have been mentioned somewhere else. If it was, I did not see it. And then on Saturday, he got assigned back to Providence, and Hampus got added to our active roster. And then I believe it was yesterday, maybe today. I'm going to find it. Yesterday, he got recalled on emergency basis again because Yoki Haru has been designated as non-roster for a family matter. So we hope all is well. It's nothing too serious and that everything's okay for him and his family. But Sweezy is now back up with the team. We don't know the active timeline for Peak and what's going on, but Peak is out, unfortunately.
I tell you his estimated return.
I was going to say like next game because it just says out, isn't it?
It probably will. No, he's currently day-to-day, so the 20th is...
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
We play at 7:30 tomorrow.
Tell me, Allmark's supposed to come back for a few days now. He better come back. I like him.
He's on a personal leave.
On personal leave. Hope it's that.
It is personal
I know. I give no credence to.
Well, Ottawa's also a shit show right now.
Ottawa's going mental.
Well, okay. So they tried to blame the toxic culture on Allmark and what was going on.
Fair. Kinda. A little.
That was never proven to be true.
That's fair.
There were rumors going around saying he was the issue with the team and that's why stuff wasn't going well. And then we had their interview the other night.
Our Swedish teddy bear will do nothing.
One of their players criticized their rookie goaltender, who has now had to step up into a starter role and has played, I believe now, 11 straight games. And talked about how, well, you don't win if you only make 10 saves, when he had more than 10 saves in the game. You haven't heard this.
I have not heard this.
Oh, let me find this for you.
Yeah, get the guy who's never played in the NHL and be like, what is, come on.
It was from Jake Sanderson, post-game about the goaltending. This happened on Saturday. He said he thinks he made some good saves, but I think at the end of the day, you got to make more than 10 saves to win a game.
Look, you're allowed to be annoyed with a goalie. Your goalie. Like, look, you're allowed to be annoyed with anyone.
It's human nature.
It's human nature. Look, anybody's allowed to get annoyed with anyone. And, it's fair. One saying it on national television, saying it in public, is just rude. Like, that's
they lost
disrespectful.
in overtime, 6-5, for reference to Montreal. Montreal did have 19 shots. He had 13 saves. That's more than 10. He did have more than 10 saves, which means he technically could have won the game.
Yeah.
However, I think the issue came from the fact that their 2 goals came in the third period in the final 5 minutes of the game. And that's probably where annoyance came from. And then they scored almost right away in overtime. But
do they not have another goalie?
They signed Reimer to a contract. But their goalie they actively had. So he's been with them for the past 3 seasons, technically. Because he first played in 22-23, where he had an overtime loss and a loss. And that was it. He didn't play the following season. And then he had 11 starts last season. Played 12 games because he ended up having to go in. He was 8-3-1. This is a rookie goalie. He has played 20 games this season. 19 starts. He is 8-10-1.
Yeah.
he played, when you look at their games, almost.
This feels evil to this goalie.
I'm looking at their schedule now because I want to actually see if this is like how stupid this is number wise.
What's happening over at Ottawa? Like, come on, what you doing?
A lot of stuff. Apparently.
Clearly, a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So he played 17. Oh my God! They made him play a back-to-back.
They made
14-13. He played 10. Did he play 7 and 8?
Like, let's not.
He did play 7 and 8. He played 2 back-to-backs.
Let's not pretend the Senators were doing amazing before Allmark had to go on IR. Like, let's not pretend that.
He played the first, which is 9. 29th. He's been played 11 in a row. A rookie goalie has played 11 games in a row. And in that time, he has lost 2, 3, 4. He's lost 7 of them.
That's rough, but also this situation is
But
rough.
some of them have been close games because you have like a 5-3, which for the most part is typically a close game. 6-5 overtime, close. You have a 3-2 loss.
You're like 1 or 2 goals apart.
Right.
Like nothing.
Ignoring the 8-2 game.
Yeah, well, yeah, but those have been happening a while. How many 8+ games have we had this season? In the last month.
There's been a lot.
Like,
but most of his losses have been by 1 or 2, and that's just insane to me.
And then some overtime losses too, like multiple overtime losses, I believe I saw.
I think it was just 1, and the other one was a win.
I thought it was.
I'm not on it.
That's still 1. But you know, like it's rookie goalie and getting thrown into.
That's also just not what you say in general.
Yeah, you
like
don't. That's already.
You talk to the goalie about that. You don't publicly blast them to the media.
Yeah, like it's just not going to help morale. It's not going to help how people have been looking at your team.
No.
As having this kind of having a toxic culture. Clearly, if this is how you're treating this goalie, how are you going to treat other goalies like Allmark? Like,
and a rookie, mind you. Like, this is a kid.
And, like, Allmark has he been doing amazing this season? No.
He's 23. He's a child.
He's 23. He's younger than us. Oh, little baby. Poor little baby. Give him a little pat on the back. What am I saying? He's probably making more money than we'll ever see. But, like, yeah, me with my teacher's salary is going to go great. He makes it a game what I make in 2 years. Like,
yes.
So, but yeah, no, that is rough. You shouldn't say that too.
No.
You shouldn't. Just in general, it would be rude anyways. No matter what. It would have been rude if you said that about
It would be like if the Bruins
Like,
started pointing fingers last season and started publicly outing players. Like, it's different when a coach calls out a player versus a teammate. There is a difference with that.
We did point fingers up to the owner's box.
But they weren't being like, oh, Sway sucks at this, and Sway wasn't being like, well, I don't know, Pastas had 25 turnovers or something. Like,
you could tell they sometimes wanted to, but they never did. there were some interviews, you could see it in their eyes. Like, just looking at the interviews, like, you guys saw what I did. You guys know what happened that I saw too. We're all aware that it was maybe a certain person's fault,
But we're not going to say it.
We're not going to say it with
you
McAvoy.
Didn't say that.
I love Chucky, but I had some issues with him. I love him.
He's like a certified McAvoy.
I'm not a McAvoy hater. I love him. I'm a McAvoy critic.
You have a love-hate relationship with him.
I love Chucky. I love McAvoy. I think he's an amazing player. I do think he has kind of the pasta issue of he's very good, but man, can you keep the puck in possession for more than 2 seconds? Oh my God. That happened a lot during the Kraken game, and I thought I was going to lose. Puck possession, never heard of her. Truly, it was Watching that game, you can attest to this. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. Like every time we got the puck, the Kraken just be like, "Oh, we'll take that back." The amount of times we passed it directly to Kraken players.
Okay, but that wasn't just McAvoy.
It wasn't. No, this is more so a overarching issue the Bruins had that game.
Not Arvidsson. It was Janot. Janot kept doing that a lot during the, I believe it was first period, and I just kind of stared at it and I was like, a couple
times too. It was a lot of our players.
But Seattle must have changed how they played after their timeout, because they called a timeout right after the second goal, and then they kind of became, not right away, but after a bit, they became a bit of a different team, and it looked like we didn't know how to adapt to that.
Yeah. Also, I said this in the game, respect that while they were on the power play, they pulled their goalie.
Mm-hmm. No, they were shorthanded.
They were right. It was shorthanded. They pulled their goalie. That's insane. I've never seen that before. That feels like it's a terrible idea, but it worked. It almost worked for them. I mean, it eventually didn't, but it almost did.
It becomes 5-on-5, and the Bruins can't ice it, but they can ice it to get it out of the zone, and the Bruins come in. So, like...
That is true. And also, like, you know, we all know how the Bruins do when they're in the power play. Like, it's real up in the air sometimes. I remember But
then it's not like a full true power play because it's even strength.
I've never seen that before. I honestly didn't know you could do that.
Yes.
And I can respect it.
You can also pull a goalie when you're tied. You don't understand that,
I don't understand that.
We were tied. I believe it was 2-2 against the Rangers. This was years
ago.
Oh, no,
I know what it is. I know what you're talking
he didn't
about.
Realize, so technically, we didn't pull him, but you could pull a goalie. Hey. Oh, that was Chucky too. I believe it was.
I do love that clip. Oh, if there's one thing you can't say, if just not for his impact on the culture of the Bruins, it is weird. I remember when because Tuukka was there for for Chara's retirement, for his number retirement, and so when he came out, everybody yelling "Too," it just sounds like we're booing it, even though I know that's what we're not doing. My brain has to reprocess it and be like, "What are you guys?" Oh.
When I was a child and I'd be at games, I would ask my parents why we were booing, and they were like, "They're chanting Took," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
There's some names that just don't work well when you're chanting them.
But he knows. They know. Like, we all know it's Took, so it's okay.
That is true. Well, I mean, I was new.
It's fine.
I'm a little hockey fan baby.
You learned.
Yes.
I don't think you could call yourself a baby. You've been a fan for 4 years now.
I had a bit of a sabbatical last year though. I wasn't here, and honestly, maybe it was a good thing I didn't pay attention because I was in the UK. I
could have seen Brad's last game as a Bruin.
There was no legal way for me to watch the game.
True.
Did I still watch some games? Yes, but there was no legal way for me to do it.
Good job admitting that on the internet.
I was out of country, so.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
There was a question you wanted to ask me.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me because I forgot. So currently, do you think the Bruins are a playoff team, yes or no? This includes wild card.
I think.
Do you see them as the current team?
Wild card, but I could see them being wild card.
Not where they're actively sitting right now. I'm asking, do you see the team that's currently playing making the playoffs?
I could see them getting a wild card spot. I don't foresee them getting any higher. But for as much as people are oh, the Bruins aren't doing great, a lot of teams aren't doing great. I feel has there been a team this year that has been just the amazing team? Because I don't know. What team is it?
Colorado. They've had 5 losses and 8 overtime losses.
Oh, I don't want them though. I don't want the Avs
to
win the cup again.
I believe, if I remember correctly, we were their first official regulation loss.
Good, but also
I don't think
Colorado's going to be insufferable if Denver makes it. They're Pat's got to beat them because we cannot let them get 2 chances at any championship. They will be unsufferable. There with their weed laws and their.
All right, I'm ignoring shootouts for this. I'm looking at their 5 regulation losses. Their first regulation loss was to us. And then their second one, I keep seeing W's and I don't like that.
Have we played against them since?
We've played against them twice. They won 4-1 and then we beat them. And then their second regulation loss was to the Islanders last month. And then their other losses have come this month. So they lost to Florida, they lost to Tampa, and then they lost to Nashville. I believe we're done playing them for the season, unless we have one more game against them. Which...
You know what team I want to see play again? Just because I want to beat them again. Can the Rangers come to Boston again? Like, I just want to see them lose again. Send them on another trip.
That was a good game. That 10-2 game was...
Rangers at home?
I know, I didn't
amazing. Rangers not at home?
I didn't get to talk about that last week, but that game was fantastic. Because we had previously lost to them 6-2 in a matinee game, so we didn't think we were going to do well. And then we came out being like, hey, guys, we actually showed up for a matinee game. Woo!
My students talk to me about it.
We play them later this month.
You do?
We actually play them.
Oh, not at home. Please tell me it's not at home. They're home.
They are home. We've played them. They've been away for both games we've played them this season.
I know, and they suck when they're away.
Well, they beat us 6-2 when they were away.
Well, they mostly suck when they're away.
Going into that, this does lead us into predictions.
Oh, I have to predict something?
Yes, you do.
I predict that Swayman won't get traded this season.
Anyways, if you're new here, what we do at the end of an episode is we look at the games for the upcoming week. This will include any Monday games that happen before 9 o'clock. So we look at the games and we predict scores that are scores for what we think will happen in them, and also some other weird fun stuff. Like sometimes we'll predict, like, we did it last season, a Mason Lowry goal. Or we'll be like, oh, it's going to be from this player to this player. Or you'll do what I did 2 weeks ago and called it the Penguins game was going to be a 1-0 game and it was going to be boring, and the goal was either going to happen in the first or the third. And I got that, and that is my highlight of that week, was I called that it would be boring.
I don't know if saying, like, knowing when the goal would be scored, saying it's the first or the third is like that big of a prediction.
My thing was,
it will happen in 2 of these 3.
So my thing was, it was going to be a really, really boring first or second period, and then there's one goal in the game that happens where you get that moment of like, oh, the teams know how to play, and then it stops, and that was either going to be at the start of the game or the very end of the game.
Fair.
And I got it.
That is fair.
I don't know if it happened at the very, very start of the first. It happened at 11 minutes in, so with 9 minutes remaining, so not as close, but I still got the score, so that's a win. Anyways, starting this off tomorrow, we are in Dallas for a 7:30 start. Jacob, do you have your thoughts for what you think the score will be?
Dallas.
Yes. This is our first game against them this season. Dallas is on a 3-game losing streak. They are 2-6-2 in their last 10.
Well, our win streak was nice while it lasted. Don't worry.
We're on a 6-game winning streak, and
nothing goes worse for the Bruins than when we go against a team that's not been doing well.
Yes.
We go against a team that's been kicking absolute ass, and we'll have a better chance than going against a team that there could be a team that has quite literally won nothing. They could win nothing. They could win nothing, and we will lose. So I'm going to say 2-1 Dallas.
Okay. I have 3-1 Dallas.
Pick the closest number. Oh, I think it's 51. I'm picking 52.
That is not what happened, but whatever. Whatever. Guys, this is what I have to deal with, and it makes me want to cry.
You married this.
I did, unfortunately. Anyways.
I am chaos incarnate. Feel my wrath.
On Thursday at 7 o'clock, we are finally back home. It is our Hockey is for Everyone night, and we are playing the Golden Knights.
That.
Ironic. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's who we were playing for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just go and say, cowards for changing the name. Absolute cowards. Come on. Like, Really? In the year of our Lord, where heated rivalry finally got a TV show, you can't just call it Pride Night?
Okay, real quick, on the topic of heated rivalry.
What did I do?
We did have a former hockey player that came out because of heated rivalry.
That makes me very happy. Were they like, I was the inspiration for the character? I haven't watched Heated Rivalry yet. Let me know if I should watch it. Just tell her.
We're going to watch it.
I don't have a choice. Hey, we're still on my turn for the show.
Okay. Anyways, Vegas game.
So we're going to beat them 85 to nothing.
We already played them this season. This is our final game against them. We lost 6-5 back in October. They are currently on... Oh, no, that's us. I looked at the wrong one. Give me a second. They're on a 7-game winning streak. They are 7-2-1.
We've got it. We've got this game. Look, this is what I mean. We do better against people that are better and worse against people that suck. And while maybe they suck, they are winning right now, which means,
Who are you going with?
I'm going to say we are going to do 4-2.
Okay.
Us.
4-2 Boston?
Bees.
I have 5-1 Boston. I wrote it down before you said it.
You can't make this up, guys. Like, come on.
Then, on Saturday at 7 o'clock, we are still home.
Whoever's got closer number wins.
This is the game I'm most excited for this week. We are playing Montreal. This is our 3rd game against them this season. We beat them 3-2 back in November. They beat us 6-2 back in December. They are currently 6-3-1. They are not in their last 10. They are not actively on a winning streak. They've won 1 game, but it's not like...
This is... Okay. Can I ask something? Can I ask you to look at something?
Yes.
When is their game before that?
They
play... If they have a back-to-back or not.
Yes, give me...
Because if they have a back-to-back, it will change my answer.
So, we play them on... I said Saturday. I need to know what day of the week that is. We play them on the... What day did we play them? We play them on the 24th. On the 23rd. They do not have a back-to-back.
They do not have a back-to-back.
Or they might play... They don't play Sunday.
Okay.
But they don't play the day before.
I'm going to say... I don't know. You go first.
Okay. I think this is going to be, again, it's Montreal. It's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be like that 6-2 one. By the way, that did happen when we were the home team. And for reference, standing-wise, Montreal is 3rd in the Atlantic. They are 14-5-6 when they are the away team. And they are 13-10-1 when they're the home team. I think it'll be physical. I think it'll be close, but I think Boston's actually going to win this one.
I'm
want to hear your answer.
Going with 5-4 Boston.
5-4. I was thinking pretty high too. I think I'm gonna do 6-4 Boston.
Guys, he's copying me. I had to go one above. And then on Monday, so this game will still be going on. It's a 7 o'clock game in New York. We are playing the Rangers. This game will be going on when we're recording next week, but it will be the end of the game. So obviously throughout the podcast, we will be giving updates about it because why wouldn't we? The Rangers,
I won't be here.
The Rangers in their last 10 are 2-6-2. They just got off of their 5-game losing streak. This is our third and final meeting. They beat us 6-2, as we have said, and then we then beat them 10-2. Currently, their record for home games... Oh, by the way, the Rangers last for the wild card. They are the last team in the East right now. They're having a rough time. Their record at home, 5-13-4. They are an awful home team.
That's rough, buddy.
So, Jacob, what do you think is going to happen? I think they're 100% going to come out pissed about how the previous game went. that there's going to be grit and physicality to this game.
I agree with you.
I think they're going to fight tooth and nail.
I think so too. I think controversial pick. I think there's a chance that they could win. I don't think they will, but I think there's a chance. So I'm gonna say 4-3.
Overtime, regulation, shootout?
I think it might be an overtime game.
Okay.
I think that's...
What team?
I'm gonna say Boston in the end. I think Boston. But I do think it's gonna be like a really close game.
Okay.
But if it's not overtime, I think it's gonna be like last minute. And we know how Boston is when there's a last minute goal. It's usually on them. But I think we've got it, but who knows?
Okay. I have 4-2 Rangers.
4-2 Rangers.
I think their fourth goal is going to be an empty netter.
You are following my logic of the worse the team, the worse we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't argue with it. But
100%.
Also, I was previously talking about how I want to see us stomp the Rangers again. And it would feel
I don't think we will.
I don't think it's going to be a stomping.
I think it'll be the Rangers are going to be pissed about it.
I would, on this baguette.
Why? That's my baguette.
This is your baguette. On this, I would love to be wrong, but I do think it's going to be a closer game. I would love for us to just clobber them. It would be so fun. I want to just see us just destroy, mainly because I want my fantasy team to do well, but also because Boston.
I would hope it's because Boston and not just fantasy.
It can be both.
Okay, you do that.
Most of my team is Boston, so
that is true. I think like 7 of his players are.
It's 6.
Boston Bruins.
Look, as they've been getting injured, I've started to have to replace some of them. But I do still have a lot of former Bruins. For some reason, I still have Hathaway and Orlov. I could not tell you why.
He is the Bruins.
Hathaway has been doing he's been hitting people and has been
Hello,
giving
Boston
points.
Bruins.
I am the Boston Bruins. I would like to apologize for all of our poor decisions that we've made. I also like to point out that it was very funny that when Mr. Zdeno Chara himself was thanking the Bruins administration, everyone in the audience booed.
I felt bad.
I felt a little bad.
And he literally told people, okay, calm down.
See, the thing is, I didn't laugh at the booing. I did laugh at Tuukka trying not to. Him being in the back, just be like,
I love Rast.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's a man with some opinions right there that he cannot say. And
that's why his number won't get retired.
That's why his number won't get retired. What's the longest? Sorry, this is the last question I lost. Last tangent. What's the longest after a player retired they have waited to retire a number?
I don't know.
I'm curious because I feel like it's normally pretty quick, but
I honestly don't know because I don't like. I look when other teams retire numbers, but I don't keep track of how long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't know.
I'm sure somebody could figure it out.
Probably from the time it took from the first person that could have their number retired to when they officially started retiring numbers.
That is a good point. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, because the whole idea of retiring numbers is such a fun and cool concept for me. Like, I like the idea of, like, oh, we're honoring this person so nobody can ever wear their number again.
Yeah, no one could ever wear 33 in the home team in TD Garden anymore.
It does mean that teams are you can only do 100. Or 99.
You can't even wear 99.
You can't?
Gretzky. It got retired league-wide.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
So 98 times. Well, I guess it's 99 because that's already happened. But, you know, like...
And then you got to go by, like, what numbers are already taken within the organization. Like, no one has 37, but you're not going to touch 37.
Yeah.
It's like with 33, no one touched it.
Yeah.
Like, there's numbers you don't touch.
That's
even if they're not retired. So it reduces that.
That's true. Well, yeah. And then they're like the goalie numbers. And if you retire one of those, then it's like a little weird because I feel like one's kind of like a goalie number.
1,
like,
30, 40. Anything that's like ends in a 5 or a 0 is very much goalie numbers.
With the exception of 1.
Well, yeah. 1, 5s and 0s.
1's 5 zeros. Okay.
5s and 0s, and then 1. Yeah.
Okay. No more tangent. I have to go to sleep.
You do.
I have work.
Anyways, thank you for joining us for this episode. Sorry if it was a bit awkward. That's just who we are, and it's also the ADHD and tiredness.
I don't know
They
if
hit a lot.
awkward's the word I'd use.
Yeah, awkward's not the chaotic. Awkward, chaotic. Because I feel like there were moments where you started going that I was just like, oh.
What
and
she
it hit
needs
awkward.
to say is, "You're welcome. You're welcome for giving me a good time."
If that's what you want to call it, yes.
I think it's a good time.
I think it's a good time because I'm here. Not necessarily that one though. That one caused some moments.
You see what I have to live with, guys. You see how rude of her. Asking me to come on here, being like, "Oh, could you please come on? It'll be fun." And then going, "I don't know, guys. I don't think it was a good idea." Good idea was your idea. You quite literally asked for this.
I did. I very much did. And I'm glad. It's fun when you're here. It's chaotic, but it's fun.
I have fun too. I like being out here with you.
Thank you. But thank you for joining us. We will be live next Monday at 9 o'clock. Same time, same place. You can find the podcast at Pucks and PPs Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Enjoy. I always recommend watching us over listening, but you can listen too. You just will miss moments where we give each other, when Em and I do this, or even with me and Jacob now, where we give each other just random looks because someone says something and we have to sit in silence for a moment, and like, you always want to see those. Trust me, they are fun to watch. When you see the judgment too sometimes.
Who would say something that requires judgment? Because I feel like the thing I'm known for on this show, I was asked for a hot take. You think I'm gonna give a mild take? No, I'm going Reaper spicy. Like,
you can find BSEN at BSEN_617 on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find them on TikTok with an extra underscore, so it's _BSEN_617. You can find our merch at bsen.square.site. You can find me and Liz __Fraser. You can find Jacob whenever he appears on the podcast. That's his lovely place.
I don't use social media. It helps my brain.
And then, once again, we do have our partnership with Just Strong, so you can go to us.juststrong.com and use our code PUCS103975 for 10% off your order. And until next week, it was nice chatting with all of you. Bye.
Bye.